The new Venom kits are finally out. Yes, that's right. We now know what the new Venom kits for UFC fighters will look like. Lots of promotion, lots of commercials, lots of ads with various UFC fighters. Not a whole lot of difference, at least in my opinion. But with that in mind, let's turn to the resident artist of the Body Lock. Matt, what do you think of the new Venom fight kits?
Like you said, at first glance, it's not too different from the latest iteration of the Reebok kit, right? But I like to go back and think about the initial Reebok kit that we got, and then the kind of evolution to where we are today. In the UFC as a brand, they want to keep things consistent as much as possible. So there wasn't going to be a drastic change in these uniforms, right? But if you go back to, the unveiling on June 30th of 2015, I did go back and actually watch this unveiling video again recently. It was pretty interesting because, if you actually go look at the YouTube video, like, it was not a very popular reveal. Like, there's 2,800 downvotes on this video on their YouTube channel. But some of the things that they talked about when it comes to the actual kit itself, they were talking about the focus on the performance and the feel and the customization and those sort of things. And on the initial kits, they kind of failed at the customization part, right? Because everybody was stuck into a black and white with the accent color representative of their country. And over time, as they came out with the Reebok 2.0, and then the latest iteration we saw with like the acid wash sort of design on the shorts and on the shirts and stuff like that. It became a little bit different over time. But I remember when I first saw the Reebok kit, the very first one, I was like, this looks like a preschool design. Or as one of the top comments on that video says, it looks like a deck of Uno cards. That's exactly what it looks like. with the exception of the Champions kit. I loved the Champions kit. It was black and gold. It looked bold. It looked powerful. It looked clean, right? It looked like a uniform that you would want to kind of see on your fighter. So I appreciated that. But as we go forward and we fast forward to what Venom has unveiled, like I said a second ago, it's very similar to the last iteration of the Reebok kit. The shorts have the same sort of stripe for the name, the little nameplate area there. The only major difference with the tops, I guess, is that the name is directly on the spine versus kind of over the shoulder blade. So a little subtle difference, but it's still similar font, similar look, similar feel. I guess like the little stripes on the side provide a little bit more symmetrical feel to it as well. So it's that same general clean, template like design look that they can just plug and play. Hey, this is what it's going to be, cookie cutter sort of design that you can put on a style sheet and say, hey, this is for this fighter, or, champion or not sort of thing. It's very similar in feel. I like that they didn't go too crazy from it because overall, at the end of the day, I liked the last iteration of the Reebok kit. I thought it was clean. But the questions that we have yet to answer are, what is it going to look like in terms of adding sponsorship logos for those fighters that do get that opportunity? And, is there a Champions kit? I don't think we've had that answered yet. I guess other than just the black, that they have on sale for Kamaru Usman, for example, on the website right now.
Yeah, there's no clarity there about a specific Champions kit and where sponsors will be, shown, if they're allowed to be shown, right? We still don't know a lot of the specifics with that. Drake, what are your thoughts on this new type of kit? Is it warranted in terms of the price increase? Because if you go on the website, they've definitely jacked up the price of the fight kits compared to Reebok.
Well, they're brand new as well. So I think there is that as a part of it. But in terms of comparison wise, they look like better quality, at least from the images, I would say, like the material that is used. But I'm sure the Reebok ones were pretty good too. But it's from the look of it, I would say. And yeah, it's funny because they're not very much different, like Matt was pointing out. And that's kind of funny because the whole deal isn't that much different. We were talking about the pay recently and not the biggest of changes there. But I would say that they are an upgrade, a very small one, of course. And if we're to assume that this black and gold kind of design that we have seen so far is the Champions kit, which I would imagine it is. I like that the best out of what we're seeing here. It just seems it just looks good, black and gold, doesn't it? Like there's just no other way around it. It would be really hard for them to mess that up, I think. But all the other colors are really bright, vibrant. They look like Venom gear, and at the same time, a little bit Reebok-y, right? It's just a bit different with some similarities to what we saw in the past. And especially as, Matt pointed out, the changes that they did make. I'm fine with them, but I really wish that like we could see or allow the fighters to have maybe some customization, freedom. Like Bryce Mitchell, for example, got to do his camo shorts. Like for Venom, we've seen in the past the shorts that they have made, and people have worn, Venom shorts before the Reebok deal and all that stuff, and in other promotions, what have you. And they make some pretty cool designs, and just in general, when it's not a UFC specific thing now, which it has been, turned into, where they don't have as much control to do that stuff. But I think that would be a nice little touch. It's not going to happen, obviously, but just when you look at the kind of creativity that Venom has had with their short designs in the past, I think they're really cool. And yeah, they're a fighting brand, so that's always nice too. But yeah, it's I do think they're better, but not by a whole lot.
Yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. I mean, they're a different style. I'm on the fence, I guess, about how much I like them compared to the last Reebok design. I did like the last Reebok design quite a bit. I'm very curious to see how some of, those custom types of t-shirts or other things that, Reebok did that weren't the fight kits and were also, still official gear. I'm assuming Venom will be helming that as well. Really curious to see how those do, because Reebok did get very creative towards the end of their run, and I actually ended up liking quite a bit of their apparel. So I hope Venom is able to match that or come up with even better ideas. But yeah, it's, a very subtle difference. You've got kind of the slashes of, and the fanged, obviously. I would have loved to see a giant snake just all over it in the right hand symbol. I think that would have looked awesome. But I'm also, not very good at fashion or, that type of stuff. So yeah, but I think that would have been sweet. Just a giant cobra, just like that would have been awesome. But let us know how you feel about the Venom fight kits. Do you like them more than the Reebok kits? Do you like them at all? Like them a lot? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification, and yeah, let's see where these fight kits go, boys. And hopefully, we get more types of things like camo shorts that it was pulling teeth to get Reebok to do. Hopefully Venom is much more willing to do that at the get-go.